So presenting to you, Enagic Japan's latest patented technology, the EmGuarde. All right. So now, in a nutshell, I'm going to bring you through a presentation where this is how we normally start the presentation. To bring your customers into a perspective of 30 years ago, how they used to live, okay, in the environment. So now if you look at these slides 30 years ago, these are the cars that we used to drive. All right. There are lesser electronic gadgets. There is no built-in GPS system, okay? And it was so much simpler back then. And we are on gasoline as well. There is no such thing as rechargeable EV cars, okay? But if you look at this today, I call it the modern e-life, okay? Later on, I'll elaborate further what do I mean by modern e-life, okay? So today, cars are more advanced. It's rechargeable. You got screens, you got GPS systems, you got different electronic gadgets. Even the seats are adjustable electronically. All right, you don't have to pull the lever and all that. All right. Now, if you look at 30 years ago where we used to live, all right, the houses are much simpler with lesser appliances back home. Okay. But if you look at today, modern homes, imagine if you're living in the apartments or condominiums in Mumbai, all right, you're sandwiched between all these units, okay? And all these units are packed with different electrical and electronic gadgets as well, power lines, all these electric cables going all over the roof and also your ceiling as well and behind the walls, okay? So we have actually upgraded ourselves into a modern e-lifestyle. And one of the most important thing I want to bring out today is your next generation, which is your children. Now, 30 years ago, we used to play all these outdoor activities, all right? Football, you name it, cricket. In India, you guys play a lot of cricket, right? So we used to do all these outdoor activities. It's pretty fun back then. But today, our kids are forced to expose themselves to all these gadgets, okay? They treat these gadgets as their hobbies, okay? During free time, they no longer go out there, but instead they are stuck with the phone, with either watching YouTube programs, cartoons, or even playing games for hours, okay? So now, from these slides, you realize that we are forced to upgrade ourselves to certain things, and these gadgets, these cars, and these houses that we're living in today are producing a negative energy. All right. Now, the name of this energy is called electromagnetic pollution. Now, through my research, we found out that this pollution can actually do something to your body. But because I'm not a medical doctor, so let's see what PubMed has got to say about this. Because documentation always beats conversation. Okay. So for those of you here who do not know what is PubMed, PubMed is actually a free online search engine where you can find true medical and scientific research papers. Okay, so from here, you can actually download all the medical journals, health studies, and scientific research on diseases, treatments, and biology as well. And this site is actually run by the US National Library of Medicines and mainly include articles like this. Okay. Now, in PubMed, I was doing my research because I need strong documentations to prove that these energies are bad. And I found this. Now, in 2019, all right, Mr. Chung Shung-ho posted this particular research, and it goes like this. The title itself, E-Noise, an increasingly relevant health risk. Now, do you still remember earlier on, I was telling you that we are upgrading ourselves to E-Life? Okay, so this is the representation of E. E-noise is defined as signal from electronic products and instruments that emit radiation, an electromagnetic field. Okay, so this is the definition of E-noise, which is the energy that's coming out from all these electronic and electrical gadgets around you. Okay, now if you would read into this article, if you look at this, according to this research, it says that E-noise is actually responsible in creating all these problems: fatigue, stress, headache, insomnia, And then all these problems listing here, okay? Now, the last paragraph is the one that caught my attention, okay? It says, thirst, e-noise at home or in general environment may be a genuine threat to human health. And it will only increase in scope of popularity of personal computer and smartphones. I would like to ask yourself this question. How many of you here in this room, you have a smartphone like this? Can I see a number 1 in your chat box? Just type in 1. If you have a smartphone holding next to you while you're attending this Zoom. All right, just look at the chat box. Okay, now how many of you here, you have more than 1 smartphone? Can I see a number 2 in the chat box? You got more than 1. Look it for yourself. There are 3, there is 2, number 2, okay? Now, most of the people got 5. Got someone even got 5 smartphones, all right? I think he's doing some very big business. 1 smartphone for every leader, okay? Different groups, okay? All right, look at that, 3, 2, 3, it's more than 1, look at that, okay? Now, the next question I'm about to ask is, how many hours do you use your mobile phone in a single day? Can I see your response on the chat box? How many hours do you use your phone a day? How many hours? 18, Rajesh. Big business time, big time. 5 hours, 2 hours. Okay, we got all different answers. 2 hours, 5 hours, 4, 18 again. All right, now those people who are using 18 hours, I think these people, they are either -5 or they are -6 or they're -4 in the making. All right, upcoming 10 hours. Okay, now let me put you into a different perspective today. Now, when I say how many hours do you use your mobile phone, you're assuming that you're actually using a mobile phone like this when you're putting next to your ear, when you're talking to someone on a mobile phone. Okay, but in fact, today, let me tell you something. By you just holding your mobile phone like this, without you turning on the screen, or let's say your mobile phone, you just put it in your pocket without you using it, okay? You are already exposing to the negative impacts of the energy coming from the mobile phone, even without you turning on the screen. Is that shocking or not? All right. Okay. So now let me show you what happens when you're exposed to your mobile phone for only 10 minutes. Let's see what happens. Now, let me introduce to you a doctor before I proceed with my explanation. Dr. Magda Havas is a Canadian researcher and professor. She resided in the USA now, and she devoted her life to research on the biological effects of electromagnetic radiation on the human body. Okay, now in her research, she discovered that this is what happens to your red blood cells when you're exposed to the electromagnetic radiation. Now, if you can look at my arrow here, my cursor, I'm pointing on an image here. According to Dr. Magda, when your blood is healthy, all right, and when it is in a clean electromagnetic radiation environment, means there is no radiation, it should look like this. It flows freely like this. Okay, it's like a donut. All right. Now, when she exposed herself to just 70 minutes of computer usage, she discovered that her blood forms into this condition, and this is known as the rouleau formation. Now, in simple words, some people call it sticky blood. Okay, your red blood cell, it's sticking together. All right. Then she discovered another shocking fact. When she used her mobile phone for just 10 minutes, look at her blood on the top right-hand corner. And according to Dr. Magda Havas' research, now this condition, this is what she normally sees in her cancer patient's blood, all right, or in her diabetic patient's blood. So people with cancer or people with diabetes, okay, so this is normally what she sees, all right? And whatever she's telling you today is that only just 10 minutes by using the mobile phone, your blood condition, it's similar with these people with that terminal illness. Is that scary or not? Okay, it is super scary. All right. Now, with this condition, some of the consequences would happen to your body, something like poor circulation and low oxygen transport as well. So imagine when you reduce the oxygen to your cells, are you going to be healthy or are you going to be unhealthy? It is very simple question, all right? And it's very logical question, okay? Now, I'm going to show you the highlight of today, okay? What if today I tell you that when we turn on this amazing patented technology by EmGuarde, the EmGuarde, this device can potentially reduce the risk of rouleau formation during your exposure to EMR. Do you think that there is a big market for this in India? Okay. Now, seeing is believing, because by just telling you all these facts, it is pointless. So what we did was 2.5 years ago, there is one doctor in Malaysia, and he was as curious as you as well. When he first exposed to this technology, he wanted to look for evidence or proof that can this environment harmonizer actually mitigate or reduce the risk of EMR affecting your lifeblood. Okay, so she wanted to prove that Dr. Magda Harvest's research is correct, it is real, and after using the environment harmonizer, it is able, all right, to reduce the risk of this. And we got it captured in a video. I'm going to play the video now. All right, so let's watch this short 2 to 3 minutes video before I explain further.
So what we can do is you get on your phone for maybe close to about half an hour, holding it, and then we'll check again and see how does the capillary blood look like.
It looked like my first blood test result was clean, with no signs of blood clotting or blood clumps. But would just 30 minutes of cell phone usage really do any harm at all to my body? I hope not. Let's find out.
Let's have a look. So you can see all the cells now being stacked. See, all of them we cannot see those loose cells. You can see most of the cells now all stacked.
Clumped up together, right?
Exactly. Just look at that. The big message is always to try to reduce our exposure. It's almost impossible not to use, but try to be a bit more cautious in the usage.
So the thing is, I know you say it's better to reduce. It's impossible for somebody like me. And I'm sure there's lots of people out there that also need to be holding their phones. So is there anything I can do?
This is the device that can actually help harmonize your electromagnetic frequency wave. And you want to see how it works?
Sure.
Come.
With the environment harmonizer turned on beside me, Dr. Roland and I proceeded to do a third blood test to see just how well this technology supposedly suppresses EMR. Okay, so this looks completely different to the last test, doesn't it?
Yep. Clearly looks different, lesser rouleau formation.
Ladies and gentlemen, all right, whatever you see in front of your screen, this is just 30 minutes of before and after using the EmGuarde technology in Dr. Roland's clinic. Okay, now, besides this, of course, over time, because this product has been launched in market for more than 2 years, so over time, we've got more medical doctors who wants to challenge this fact as well. Okay, so let me show you another video. Now, this video is captured by another doctor. His name is Dr. C. He's a medical doctor as well. And this time he wanted to challenge in a shorter period. So he did a 20 minutes before and after challenge. All right, so let's take a look at his results on his patients.
Thank you. I'm Dr. C, a wife of husband of Grace Mary, who is a distributor. I've been recently for the past few months have been testing about the evidence whether this EmGuarde really can cause the microcirculation to be better. And usually I will do it on those who come to me, I prick the finger tip before they were exposed to EmGuarde. Then 20 to 30 minutes after they were with EmGuarde, I prick another time to see whether the Roro formation of the blood has been separated. Truly, of all the cases that I did, the Roro formation stopped and the red blood cells start to separate singly. And this is something very phenomenal and always true.
So as you can see, gentlemen and ladies, these are some of the feedbacks from the medical doctor on the before and after using the EmGuarde within 30 to 20 minutes. Okay. So now the next slide. The background radiation of electromagnetic radiation have increased 1 quadrillion times. Now, how big is 1 quadrillion times? It is many, many, many times bigger than the Indian population. Okay, because the Indian population is about 1.4 billion now. And 1 quadrillion, it's many, many thousand times bigger than the Indian population. Now, for those people who are new to background radiation, let me explain further. What do you mean by this? Now, background radiation means the energy that lurks behind your environment, okay? And you can't see it, you can't sense it, you can't feel it, you can't see it, but it is there in your environment. For example, your Wi-Fi connection, okay? So basically, you can't see energy coming from the router to your phones or your laptops or your computers, okay? But the Wi-Fi connection itself represents that there is a background radiation or energy that transfer the internet to your phone. And this energy cannot be seen through your naked eye, okay? You can't feel it. But with special tools and equipment, you're able to detect it, okay? So now, because of this, I did a very simple explanation, okay? So I did this test on the background radiation on 3 different environments. The first environment, I actually went to a lake, all right? A natural setting where there is trees, there is a lake, and there is no buildings around this place. So I did the first test there, all right? The second environment actually went to a housing estate where people live. There are houses there, there are condos around, and I did the second test over there, okay? And the third environment, I did an indoor test, okay? A test in an Airbnb premise, which is a hotel. I would like to share with you the videos of the 3 tests before I explain further on what sort of background radiations are we experiencing today. So the first video I'm about to show you is the background radiation check in a natural setting, which is a park where there is a lake right in the middle. Okay, let's take a look at this experiment. Okay, folks, in this experiment, I'm going to test out 3 different settings in terms of background radiation noises, okay? And as you can see, I turn on my SDR software and tune it to 72 megahertz. And the background noises in this environment, it's very low. It's averaging at about negative 75 dB. You can notice on the left here, okay, it's negative 75. And let me show you where I am now. I'm actually in this beautiful natural setting. You know, you can see the lake is right behind me and the trees as well. So in settings like this, all right, in settings like this, the readings are fairly low. And if you can come back to the screen again, it's averaging at about negative 75 dB. Okay, it's very low. All right, so stay tuned for the next video because I'm going to show you another different setting and I'm going to scan the area again to show you how high the background radiation is. Okay, so if you notice this first setting, it's a natural setting where it's actually just next to a lakeside. Now, the second video, I took it in a place where I used to live more than 30 years ago. Okay, this is my old house. I used to live here when I was a little kid. And I would like you to take a look at the differentiation from that special tool that I'm using in terms of background radiation level. Let's take a look at the video. Okay, folks. Now, back to experiment 2. This is where I used to live. And I've actually tuned the SDR software to the same setting, 72 megahertz. And if you can see, the SDR is registering a lot of background energy. These are the waterfall spectrum, the noise I hear. And the VD scale is averaging at about negative 25 to about -20, you can see. As compared to yesterday, where we did the same experiment in the nature setting, where the SDR is actually registering a -75 dB, okay? And back here, what you're seeing here is actually the high tension cable. And this is actually the environment I used to live more than 30 years ago. Okay, let's take a look at the contrast again. At 72 megahertz, the background noise is obviously higher, it's -25 on average. Okay, so I just put it in the chat box that the second environment that I did the similar test, now the averaging peak are at -25 dB. All right, so it's obviously higher than the first test result. Now, if you notice on the screen, I'm actually tuning this particular device to 72 megahertz. If you look at the frequency on the top. All right, so remember these few magic numbers, 72 megahertz and all the dBs. Later on, I'll explain to you why do we tune this particular app to 72 megahertz. I'll explain to you shortly. Okay, now this third setting, I did this video back in 2 years ago, I think more than 2 years ago. So what happened is that I entered this Airbnb hotel, and when I was trying to prepare some food in the kitchen, I turned on the LED lights in the kitchen. And immediately I can actually feel that there is this discomfort to the head, and I have this headache, suddenly just came to me. And as a technical guy, I felt curious that could it be due to the LED light bulbs, on the ceiling? So what I did was I pulled out this tool again, and I did a scanning on the environment. And shockingly, I found out that it is actually the LED lights that is adding energy to the background radiation. Let's take a look at this video.
Hey guys, this is something pretty shocking. We rented this Airbnb and I started to experience this unexplainable headache whenever I go near to the kitchen and prepare the food. So what happened was we got this gadget here. So remember, I always say that our human body organs aggregate frequency is around 55 to 90, and we found that 72 is actually the brain frequency. So I'm going to hook up the software here to identify what causes my headache, because 72 is actually the frequency of your brain. So over here in this setting, we got two LED lights, one above us, another one is actually the small one over here. The switches are over there. Okay, the switches are over there. So let me turn on the first switch of the LED, and I want you to see the noise spectrum from the LED lights. The first light. As I turn on the first LED light, as you can see, the noise spectrum came in at 72 megahertz, and the flux itself stretches from 72 all the way to about 72.3, and all the way down to about 73 megahertz. Okay, this is the first LED. And if I turn on the second LED above my head, which is the top one, I want you to see that the noise field spectrum actually goes into a darker color. Okay. So let me show you the LED. This is the first one. Okay, this is the first LED. And I got my antenna right above, and the second LED is actually above my head. And as you can see, the spectrum here, the noise became darker and darker.
Now, without me showing you all these tests, some of you here, you might wondering what causes my headache or discomfort, to my chest, or shortness of breath and all these symptoms. Okay, so it is actually due to this unseen or invisible energy that's lurking around the environment. Okay, so now what I did was I put all these three test results together. And if you do a simple dB calculation, all right, if you compare the second environment to the first environment, which is in the lake, it is approximately 100,000 times stronger in terms of the increment of background radiation. Okay, if you calculate from -25 to -75, this is approximately that much. Now, if you compare the third environment, which is the indoor setting I took 2 years ago, against the natural environment around the lake, the increment of background radiation is approximately 316,000 times stronger. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to imagine this. Imagine you living in a big city like Mumbai, Hyderabad, New Delhi, all right, Chennai, you name it. Big cities with high density buildings, you're living in a crowded apartments or condominium, just imagine how much background radiation are you absorbing every single day. Okay, now remember just now I said something about 72 megahertz. All my devices are tuned to these particular frequencies, okay? Because 72 megahertz is one of the most important frequencies that EmGuarde is harmonizing. Now, of course, besides 72, there are many other more frequencies that EmGuarde is working on, okay? But for demonstration purposes, EnGuarde allowed us to use 72 megahertz to showcase the efficacy of EmGuarde to the market. And the other frequencies that EmGuarde is working on is deemed as the core technologies trade secret, okay, within EnGuarde's management. Okay, now let's take a look at this paper. Now, this research paper is coming from India. All right, you have got a lot of smart people in India. All right, it is coming from India alone. And this research paper, it's doing a study on the aggregate frequencies of the body organs. Okay, now if you look at some of the data captured from here, if you look at the normal brain frequency, okay, the normal brain frequency, it is at 72 megahertz. Can you see that? Okay, so there's reason why when we do the demonstration, we tune to 72 for this particular reason. Because the developer of the EmGuarde believed that 72 megahertz is one of the most important frequencies to address because it affects your normal brain frequency activities as well. Okay, now I'm going to show you something very, very interesting. Okay, now I'm going to show you a demonstration I did back in Hong Kong because I was invited to Hong Kong 4 months ago to do an EmGuarde training. Now in Hong Kong, if you look at all these buildings there, now these people, they are living in very high dense area where the buildings literally next to each other. Okay, so you can actually climb from your neighbor's house to your house, or from your house to your neighbor's house. It's that near, it's that close. Okay, so you can be like a Spider-Man, you can just go across next door, then come back again. Now, when you see buildings like this also represents that the negative energy, we call it the background radiation, will be more intense, logically, if you're living in areas like this. So let's take a look at this video that I shot 4 months ago in Hong Kong. Okay, guys, I'm in the middle of the Hong Kong city, and I would like to test the background radiation level in my hotel room, okay? So I've actually pulled out my SDR software and tuned it to specifically 72 megahertz. And this is actually the data that's been capturing from my SDR software. If you look at the decibel here, it's averaging about negative 25 decibel, okay? Now, that's before I turn on the LED lights. Now, what happens when I turn on the LED lights now? Okay, the lights are on. And if you notice, the average dB increases from negative 25 to about negative 20. Okay, look at the peaks there, all right? So what I have here, it's my EmGuarde next to the window. So let's see what happens when I turn on the EmGuarde. 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. So it harmonizes 72 megahertz and it suppresses the radiation to about negative 55, as low as negative 55 in average. Now let's do a contrast by removing the power line. Immediately the radiation comes back to negative 25 to 20 and go again. There you go. So EmGuarde is able to protect you in situations and environments like this. All right. Thank you very much. Are you seeing this, ladies and gentlemen? All right. This is the EmGuarde demonstration for you, and everything just happened, all right, in less than 1.5 minutes. All right, in less than 1.5 minutes. So this is the EmGuarde demo for you. Now, for those people who are having some audio problem, maybe you are not joining the audio, don't worry, because this Zoom session will be well recorded. All right, and you can actually go back to the recordings later on to listen to either the English channel or the Hindi channel by Hemant. Okay. All right. So this is the EmGuarde demo. You can actually do it. It's just on and off in less than 1 minute. It's that simple. Okay. Is this wow, wow, wow? I can see Sonia there. Wow. All right. It's a wow factor. It's that simple. Okay. So now let's elaborate further on the 72 megahertz that I've been sharing with you. All right. Earlier on, we were talking about 72 megahertz is actually affecting the normal brain aggregate frequency. Now, there is actually a research to this as well. Back in 2019, okay, a team of researchers back in US did this survey, all right? And they found out that the top 5 problems They call it radiation sickness or radiation exposure problems. If you notice, the top 5 problems, from the survey is actually coming from either sleep problems, 71%, fatigue, concentration, memory, or learning problems, stress and anxiety, and of course, headache as well. Now, these are top 50s, more than 50%, okay? If you notice, these problems that these people experience out of 871 people, now these problems are all mind or mental related problems. It has got something to do with the head or the brain or the mind itself, okay? So now, because of this, 72 megahertz became one of the most important frequencies that EmGuarde harmonizes. And that's the reason why there are thousands and thousands of people who have been using the EmGuarde for the past 2 years. They have got very powerful testimonials and a very strong after-user experience. After you use it, they have got this experience. And you can view all these testimonials in the official EmGuarde Facebook page. I'll be sharing with you the QR code later, all right, so that you can scan in and you can download all the PowerPoint presentations and even the testimonials. You can listen to this in our page as well. Okay, so the top 5 problem is something to do with the head, if you notice. Okay, now how EmGuarde works. Okay, this is very simple. I'm just going to give it to you because you can actually read all this online. It is made available for you in the website and it's very simple. So the EmGuarde technology harmonizes the unwanted energy. All right. Now, what is the range? If let's say the EmGuarde is right in the middle, okay? So basically this technology harmonizes 4 meters to your left, 4 meters to your right, 4 meters front, 4 meters back, top and bottom. It is like a 3D circumference. It's like the globe. All right. So it is area around you and it is 4 meters in radius, 8 meters in diameter. Okay. So it is harmonizing targeted high frequency electromagnetic noise radiation up to 1000 megahertz. Okay. Now it's that simple. Okay. So now besides that, we have universities, all right, institutions who actually put EmGuarde into tests. And these are some of the test results that I can actually share with you. And again, documentation beats conversation. Okay, so when you're talking to more professional or more technical people, now you have this documents to actually help you, to close your sales. So if you notice, the title of this test is the effective range of the radio frequency white noise suppression of the electromagnetic radiation harmonizer. Okay, so if you look at this test, they actually put EmGuarde into tests from 1 meter all the way up to 6 meters in radius. And if you look at the percentage of suppression, all right, the middle column, look at that. Most of the area and also the coverage range, EmGuarde is able to achieve more than at least 50 to 60%. And in some situations, it's more than 90%, in terms of the efficacy of the EmGuarde as well. If you look at that. Now, if you look at the left-hand side, now, the universities have actually put EmGuarde to test in different environments, like residential space, working offices, and laboratory as well. Okay, so these are the different results that I've gotten from a laboratory test. And at the end of the time, if you look at this report is actually sealed and signed by Dr. Yam. And Dr. Yam, it's actually a 4 PhD holder. He owns 4 PhDs, okay? And he's actually drawing a conclusion by saying that the EmGuarde electromagnetic noise radiation harmonizer successfully reduced unwanted electromagnetic noise between these frequencies in all test environments until a 6 meter coverage in radius. All right, so again, this paper actually show you that this is how it works and this is how far the EmGuarde it's able to harmonize your environment when you turn it on. Okay, so go back to the website. We've got all the different documents awaited for you to download as well. And this is one of them, all right, the full report. Okay, so now in conclusion, all right, this is the most, I would say, summarized conclusion that I can give it to you on how EmGuarde actually works and also its benefit as well. Okay, so now when you are in sync with the EmGuarde's harmonized zone, so when you spend time within the harmonized zone, we can potentially lower our risk from the negative effects of electromagnetic radiation affecting our sleep, energy level, eyes, microcirculation, and of course, rouleau formation, as stated by Dr. Magda Harvest. Okay, back in my earlier explanation as well. Okay, the website link is emguarde.com. emguarde.com. Okay. So now, this is actually the QR code that I've been telling you guys. The first one is the official Telegram channel where we'll be posting all the upcoming events and trainings as well. You got all the PPT and also the certifications, the test report, everything is there. All right. And one of the most important QR code that I would like to recommend to you, it's the Facebook QR code. Okay, it's called EmGuarde to the World, where we have actually posted a list of training materials, training videos, okay, uploaded. There are 12 different guides, and I believe the team have actually created guide number 12 for Indian market as well. Okay, and on there, you can actually see the demonstration video made available to you in different languages, including more than 5 different languages in India. All right, we got Hindi, we got Telugu, you name it. All right, Punjab. Okay, emguarde.com. Okay, thank you very much, Simon, for posting that link. Okay, so just take a screenshot on all this QR code, and these are the places where you can download your marketing resources made available for you. Okay, so now I'm going to take my second part of this training, and I'm going to tell you more about the demonstration tools that you use for the EmGuarde. Because when you're in the Enagic business, when you sell the Kangen water machine, you need to do demo, right? Because no demo, no sale. For EmGuarde, it is also able to be demoed as well, but you need to learn some of these demonstration tools. Okay, now, if you notice in the video, I've been using this particular device that I'm showing you the background radiation. Okay, now let me introduce to you this device. Just take a screenshot on the QR code. Now, the QR code is there to help you or to teach you on how to set this up. You need to actually do a simple setting. Okay, now the one on the left, we call it the SDR RTL dongle. Okay, so for those people who owns an Android phone, let's say I'm using a Samsung, this is an Android phone. Okay, so you can basically download this particular SDR application, and you have to use this hardware. Okay, we call it the SDR dongle. So when you connect to this phone, when you purchase the app, you can actually do the same demonstration that I've been showing you through the demo videos as well. Okay, it is similar to the demo video from Hong Kong, from the one I took from the 3 different environments. We are using this. And for your information, this particular tool, it is actually the same tool that the University of Science of Malaysia, okay, headed by Dr. Yam, they use the same device to capture, all right, the background radiation details as well, or data. Okay, now, for those of you who are not using an Android phone, let's say you're using an Apple, okay? Now, for Apple phone, you cannot, I repeat again, you cannot download this particular app because this app is only compatible with Android. Okay, so for those of you here who are using Apple, you can't do this. So the next suggestion to you is this tool. All right, so this tool, it's called the Bajaj SDR. You don't need an Android phone to connect because this tool itself, it is a built-in tool. All right, it is a plug and play. It is rechargeable. Okay, so once you set it up, you can actually use it as a demonstration tool. I will let Simon explain to you in this demo video using this particular tools as well.
Hi everyone, today I'm very excited to share with you another great marketing tool that you can use for your EmGuarde demo. It's called the Bajaj SDR detector. And what I love about this detector is it has a big screen and it's very easy to set up and use. It's not affected by static interference. And it also has a loudspeaker for you to use during your EmGuarde demo. You'll know what I'm talking about later on. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to introduce David right there. David, say hi to the camera. Hello. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a before and after EmGuarde test using the Bajaj. All right, and I want you to see the difference on the screen. So I'm going to turn on the detector.
And once it's turned on, the first thing you can see is this waterfall spectrum that comes down. And what you will notice is I've actually tuned the Baje to 72 megahertz because that is the operating frequency of our brain. And you would notice the noise radiation level here via the dB scale, all right? And these are all the data of the noise radiation. So I'm also going to turn on the speaker for you guys to hear. All right, and in the count of three, David is going to turn on the EmGuarde, and I want you guys to see the difference in 3, 2, 1, go. Take a look at that. All right, so what you will notice is instantly the dB scale noise level has reduced, and the green color wave spectrum has already been cleared to a very dark blue color, which means this area is cleared off of the noise interference. All right, so let's do another test. Let's pull out the EmGuarde again, turn it off, and you would see everything comes back instantly. And now with the EmGuarde turned on again, you would see instantly the results. So this is simply amazing, right? Now the Baje is able to really showcase what the brain and our organs are going through every single day, and it's able to convert something that is invisible into something that we can see and experience, all right? So this is the short demo for the Baje SDR detector. Right, so EmGuarde aims to create an environment for all of its users into a peaceful and serene environment. All right, so if you want to know where to get the Baje SDR detector, it's available on most of the e-com websites. I will put the model name at the end of this video for you guys to go and purchase your detector. Happy EmGuarding.
So now, for those of you here who are purchasing your demonstration tool on the e-commerce website, now please make sure that you're getting the correct model, okay? So now, after getting your Baje SDR, of course, you can get back to the Facebook page because our team has actually created another video like this to actually teach you on how to tune the detector, okay? I'm not going to play the full video, just a quick introduction of the video.
So when your detector screen looks like this and you want to change the setting, you have to press the knob and twist it. Do not release the knob, all right? Only until you've reached your destination, then you release the knob and you twist again. So press the knob, do not release it.
So basically, you're getting a step-by-step, dummy guide to teach you how to actually tune your detector to the proper setting before you conduct your EmGuarde demo as well. Okay, so everything is made available to you, so it is easier for you to do duplication. You can actually send videos like this to your downlines. Okay, you don't have to recreate all this. Okay, it is made available for you already. Okay, so this is the second demonstration tools that I'll be sharing you.
So
now,
what we can do is,
of course,
you get on your phone.
Remember earlier on, I was showing you this video, and you're seeing that Dr. Roland is doing this test as well. Okay, now for those of you here, you've got some medical background, or let's say you have got friends or family members who are working as a certified nurse, and of course, as a medical doctor, you wanted to put this into test, of course, you can do this as well. Okay, and we have got the protocol for you to follow. And with this, you need to own a microscope. All right, make sure that you get the correct live blood microscope. And these are some of the must-do procedure. We call it a protocol for you to follow in order for you to see the similar results. Okay, now first of all, you need to do fasting. There is no food, no Kangen water for several hours. And after that, you just follow the step-by-step guidance, step 1, step 2, step 3. And now I would like to do a quick general disclaimer here. Okay, now please focus on the note box right at the bottom. Now please note that the 30 minutes is just a general guideline. Okay, some people see results in less than 30 minutes. For instance, earlier on, there is a Dr. C who is doing this, and his patient sees result in just 20 minutes. Okay, but some of them is going to take more than 30 minutes as well. So when you do this test, if you don't see a result in 30 minutes, do not get panicked, okay? Because different body has got different working mechanism as well. Some people, it's going to take them maybe 40 minutes or 45. Okay, it depends, all right? So you're advisable to engage a certified nurse and doctor for this experiment. Don't do it yourself, okay? Unless it is a personal kind of thing, you can do it at home, then it's okay. But when you want to do this on a public platform, make sure that you always hire a certified nurse to do this. Okay? And last but not least, look at this book. It is written by this beautiful doctor. Her name is called Dr. Pinky, and she's from the Philippines. Now, I believe in the Kangen water business, Dr. Shinya's book, The Enzyme Factor, helps a lot as well. Okay, books like Killing Cancer, Not People. Okay, now this book actually mentioned about Kangen water in the book as well. So I found out that this book, the title is called Stop Cooking Your Kid's Brain. Okay, this doctor is actually writing about the harmfulness of this invisible energy, from the modern gadgets and devices. Now, these gadgets, they are there to harm your kids as well. And I'm happy to see that this doctor is actually writing that how EmGuarde changes his family's life as well, especially her husband who's working in front of the computers for long hours. Okay, so she actually wrote about the EmGuarde technology in her book, and I believe this book is made available, for you to purchase from the Amazon as well. And for those of you here who are coming to the upcoming Kuala Lumpur live training event on the 30th and the 31st of August, okay? Now, this book is made available for you for sale. Okay, you can just bring your team, come, buy this book and go home. So all the demonstration tools that I've been showing you, if you're coming for the live event next weekend, which is on the 30th and 31st of August, now all these demonstration tools are made available for you to purchase. Okay, so that you can bring these weapons home to India and do more sales. All right. So now for those people who cannot come, of course, you can always get all these demo tools on the suggested e-commerce platform. I'm going to show you the QR code now. Okay, so these two QR codes is just to make sure that you are buying the correct model, because we found this from Alibaba.com, and it is actually the correct SDR detector model that you can buy for your demonstration. And apparently, these two e-commerce websites, you can actually buy it, you can pay by credit card, and they can actually ship it to your doorstep. Okay, it is like buying stuff from eBay, Amazon, and this is Alibaba from China. Okay, so these two link, we found out that you can actually buy the correct model, and you can use it to do your demonstration as well. Okay, so for those people who bought this, again, when you want to learn how to tune it, just go back to our Facebook page, and we have videos to teach you how to tune your detector step by step. All right, so with that, I would like to conclude my presentation for you guys today, and I'd like to thank all of you here for your kind attention to this training. I hope that these informations that we've built for the past 2 years, it's able to help you to propel your EmGuarde business to the next level.